Welcome to this instructional motion picture, carefully engineered for the brave, the romantic, and anyone who thought, yes, let's host the most important day of our lives in a land where the weather changes its mind every 7 minutes. Today's curriculum includes the following fundamentals. Morning preparations, which involve performing familiar tasks as if they are suddenly very important. Posing with dignity, even when you are not entirely sure what to do with your hands. Whiskey consumption, a time-honoured Scottish tradition that may occur earlier in the day than anticipated. Speech etiquette, where individuals promise to keep it short and then do not. And finally, participating in coordinated rhythmic movement, a tradition no one fully understands, yet everyone insists on doing anyway. Let us begin. Meet Rod. He is attempting to reach serenity, and from what we can tell, completely nailing it. Today, he is marrying the love of his life, Connie. She is currently waking up in what can only be described as the opposite wing of this sizable Scottish estate. Our groom is not in for an easy morning, despite his sincere hopes to the contrary. There are cufflinks to navigate, a task historically responsible for the downfall of many otherwise competent adults. Hydration is essential. Sampling a modest amount of Scotland's finest whiskey is also encouraged, but only if you are of age, as demonstrated here by a child who is very much not, and is comfortable expressing that boundary. A groom should be joined by his groomsmen as a gesture of camaraderie. Once assembled, they must venture downstairs to meet the wedding party with the confidence of men who definitely know the schedule. Meanwhile, on the other side of the castle, our bride has a mountain of responsibilities awaiting her. Today is not the ideal time to experiment with new hairstyles, a lesson illustrated beautifully by this small individual testing hair extensions with admirable bravery. If the wedding dress appears missing, do not panic. Your photographer has almost certainly placed it on a chaise longue for artistic reasons not yet understood by science. Finally, ensure that you and your bridesmaids are fully presentable for the ceremony. The moment is approaching, and once it begins, there is no turning back unless the weather insists upon it. Your guests have now assembled, forming a perfectly respectable audience. Once all individuals are in their designated positions, you may begin your journey to the ceremony. As we are in Scotland, 2 golden rules apply: bagpipes and umbrellas. The former announces your arrival, the latter protects you from everything else. Removing either would simply feel incorrect. Proceed down the aisle with poise, elegance, and only a moderate fear of tripping. A brief reminder to our groom: any visible emotion should be immediately relinquished. This will earn you points from people who track such things. Exchange your vows.
Would you like to get married?
Yes.
Seal the marriage with a kiss executed at a reasonable duration. You are now both married. See, that was not nearly as difficult as everyone made it sound. And now, it is time to proceed to the next set of wedding traditions, which no one fully understands, but everyone agrees must still be performed. Now that you are officially married, it is customary to introduce yourselves in style as husband and wife. A confident walk, a modest wave, and the collective approval of your guests will suffice. Proceed to cut the cake, a symbolic ritual demonstrating teamwork, coordination, and the ability to share sharp objects responsibly. Next, take photographs with family, who may consider this image for prominent display in their living room gallery. Then pose for additional portraits so that you may select one for the lock screen of your phone. A highly competitive position. To properly advertise your chosen venue, you may assist in hoisting a ceremonial flag. Do not be alarmed. You are not expected to perform manual labor on your wedding day. Help will be provided. When posing for portraits, select a location with flowers. This creates the impression of serenity, even if your internal emotional state resembles the opposite. Hold your posture, relax your eyebrows, and remember that the camera is always watching, even when you think it isn't. Next, socialize with your guests. This can be achieved through steady nodding, sincere smiles, and the strategic rotation between small groups of people. If you find yourself trapped in a long story, simply introduce a nearby relative and quietly step away. Finally, make your way to dinner. This is the part of the day in which nourishment returns and toasts are delivered. They are officially described as brief, though survival requires accepting that time becomes abstract in these moments. Once all prior tasks have been completed, you may proceed to the most energetic portion of your wedding day.
And now for the dancer.
That's right, Rod. First, commit fully. Second, maintain spatial awareness. Your limbs may feel longer than usual. This is normal. Finally, remember that every dance floor contains at least one guest who appears to have been training for this moment. Do not attempt to compete. Simply admire from a safe distance. And so, after vows, portraits, conversations, meals, and enthusiastic interpretations of dancing, you're officially ready to survive a Scottish castle wedding. Though be warned, most couples are not as awesome as Connie and Rod.